Hi everybody, I'm Mike Perusich and Patrick Hammond with CATS Consultants. You know, Patrick, I think something we ought to talk about today is this idea of preemptive communication. Telling patients things before they think of it or before they act on it.
Right. Yeah, I do that a lot. I know you do, and most experienced doctors do, but it is very important because if you kind of feel a patient might have a disc issue, right? I think that's a perfect example. Say, hey, we're going to do some treatments here. If things don't come around the way we feel they should, we may be talking about referring you out for an MRI. You being ahead of the game, but also you're assisting that patient to take the next step that is necessary.
That's absolutely right. And referrals to other doctors, having a good referral network and being able to confidently refer patients out. Because sometimes what happens is if you don't mention a referral possibility and a patient's not getting their pain, for example, under control, they're going to refer themselves out. And what happens when they do that? They don't come back.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you at least stay in a co-management situation, but you have to be preemptive to be able to make that happen.
Yeah, and that really makes life a lot easier. So I work with some sports teams in Kansas City, so I've got to know the medical doctors, the orthopedic surgeons, the neurosurgeons, and I have their direct number. So I refer patients directly to them, but what that does is I know them well enough, they always send them back. So a lot of times, but you get to know your doctors however you may in your community. It makes a big difference, but then that way you're getting them back and you can co-manage their treatment.
That's absolutely right. And you know, another important place to preempt patients on is how they may feel when they come home, especially in those first few visits where you just first start treating them. As we all know, there's a certain number of patients who actually feel a little bit worse.
Right.
But if they don't know to expect that, if you haven't said, you know, there's a possibility you could feel a little worse and here's what you want to do at home to try to manage that. Biggest thing is don't panic by that. That is a normal side effect sometimes with early treatment. If they don't hear that from you, they're going to panic and they're going to jettison right out of your clinic.
Yeah, you know, and there again, experienced doctors being involved in a consultant group is they help you guide those problems, you know. Very few things we haven't seen or have heard of. So if you can preemptively be ahead of the patient and already know what's going to happen, it really makes life a lot easier and it really builds that doctor-patient relationship.
That's absolutely right. So preemptive communication with your patients on multiple levels can really help strengthen your doctor-patient relationship and your doctor authority. So thanks for joining us with Coffee with Cats.